Hey guys, I'm Ronella Hernandez here with Web3 TV, and we're here with Adel, the head of marketing at Superfuture and also the CEO and founder of his own company called Traders Brawl. How are you today?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm good. Excited to be here. I want to learn a little bit more about all of your roles.
Sure. So as Superfuture marketing head, I am I'm in charge of the events that you see here today, as well as the podcast that we have. We opened up a new office here in Dubai and creating content basically, because it's all good having an office and everything and being venture backed, but we got to get our word out there, and that's what I've been hired to do.
Okay. And what is that word that you're trying to get out?
So we are a machine learning, AI-driven crypto exchange. So we use machine learning technology and capabilities to aid in the decision-making process that will help our users make better decisions in trading.
Okay, can you break that down a little bit? What does it mean to be an AI-based exchange, and what exactly is, or how do you leverage machine learning to do that?
Sure. So the machine learning will scan a company that you are interested in investing in, and it will basically just spit out, similar like ChatGPT, all the information about that company in terms of trading information and valuation and the past big events that have happened in that. And
it'll scour the internet for you and do that research quickly.
Right.
Got it.
Exactly. It's like a ChatGPT, but for trading. That's it.
Okay. And your role as the head of media, I guess, you mentioned earlier in your talk that it's all about education and maybe breaking down that jargon. So how do you do that in your work?
So we have a podcast, and in the podcast, whenever I'm interviewing somebody who uses a term that I know is something technical, I will ask that guest of mine to just break it down for me. Like you're asking me to break it. Exactly. That's the first thing. The second thing we're doing is having these events and having these people, like prepping them before they go on stage to speak in a non-jargon format. And if they do, well, I have to, kick them in the butt a bit.
Media training.
Exactly. That's the second way of doing that. And then thirdly, this is something to come in the future. We're planning to launch a newsletter, so you can read that, you can have it in audio format. Our podcasts are also on audio format, so there's visual and audio and text based. Having that ability to have it on all types of formats to read it and learn it, that's another way of educating the mass.
And what do you think is most needed right now in the education space, especially when it comes to crypto, besides obviously breaking down the jargon and all that, but what else, what kind of content do we need to see more of?
I think what we need to see more of is less about shilling their own company. I mean, yeah, shilling is one thing. When we see lots of influencers shill, I take that with a pinch of salt. Starting with education and being neutral is a good way to not show that you're dipped in you dip your toes in too many hands. That way you're neutral. So one of the people I follow personally is Coin Bureau. It's a YouTube channel. I've been following them for some time, and they just they read reports for you, and they just explain it to you. They break it down to you, and they have timestamps, and that's a really good way of doing that. But we haven't got one for Dubai yet, so there's our gap.
Okay. So what's unique about the landscape here in Dubai, and why Superfuture and yourself here?
Exactly. So why Superfuture set up shop in Dubai out of all other countries? It's because of the lax regulations that we have here and the community. The fact that people here in the crypto community, even the governments, are very pro-crypto. And that gives us a pathway for growing. It's easier to grow in a country where there's acceptance than in a country that doesn't accept crypto and fines you for crypto and suspends your account for crypto. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Did that happen to you?
No, I know other countries that do that, but that's why. Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, no, I agree. Dubai has had a very approachable approach to people who want to do business here in the region. And so tell me a little bit more about that, I guess, and how you maybe got into crypto in the first place and decided to found your own company.
Sure. So before I founded Traders Brawl, Fitness with Financial Freedom, I was working for the regulator in the UK, FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority, and in there I was working in the crypto assets and securities department, and there is where I dipped my toes into crypto, the crypto scene. I did more research about it. Following that role, I moved on as a compliance manager for a trading app company. They were incorporating both stocks and crypto. That gave me more knowledge from a compliance perspective. So I had lots of compliance and legal law background. From there, the knowledge was very helpful in allowing me to use my savings, move to Dubai in a place that's more accepting, and decide, you know what, the compliance and legal stuff is great, but there are other people that can do that. I have the knowledge here. I know how to approach white papers. I know the capital requirements necessary for it and what to look out for when it comes to investing. Now I decided to educate and start my own channel.
Naturally, the progression and the next step in your career path is to become a podcast host.
Yeah. That's correct. That's right.
Okay, that's fine. I know I love it talking to people and just finding out more about their companies and their projects. So tell me, maybe since you've been here and since you started your podcast, what insights do you have for us? What have you seen about the crypto community here in Dubai?
Yep. So, like I said, people here in Dubai are very accepting and very easy to network and share contacts with. That's a really good thing to benefit and use, because unlike Web 2 events, the people can be a bit standoffish and a bit reserved, especially in the UK. So that's one thing that I leverage on. The second thing is the events. Now, Dubai is full of events. Like one day after the next, I have to be honest.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of events. It's like you have to prioritize which ones to go to. So these events are another good way of capitalizing on growth. The more events you go to, the more notice you get, especially if you're emceeing or speaking. And then thirdly, from those events, if you combine the scene plus the events, you can create communities, which we're doing right here as we set up shop in Dubai, and we're creating a community as we speak.
Definitely. And so let's talk about one event in particular. We have behind me the poster for the Superfuture Dubai Summit. Tell me a little bit more about that and what went on that day.
So the Superfuture Dubai Summit was a way of marking our debut in Dubai. And this was a way of saying, like, we've set up shop here. This was like our office warming party, except in an event. And yeah, that's essentially it, to say that this is part of our roadmap. We're an exchange. We're based here now. So if you want to get involved or help us in our journey to launching our exchange, come reach out to us. Come speak to us. It was basically a publicity stunt.
And it worked?
Very well, yes, yeah.
And so who has written their name up on here?
A bunch of investors. So from that event that came, we had lots of Chinese investors. We had Americans. They came. They signed their names, and now we're opening up to the expat community here in Dubai.
Can I write my own name?
Absolutely. Here. Go.
All right. Where should I do it?
Anywhere. There's a gap there.
I'll put it up.
Most of it is there.
I'll put it up here.
Sure. Perfect.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Adel.
Thank you so much, Ronella. I want to say thank you for bringing your team with us today, and Web3 TV are very welcome. Stay tuned. We'll be having more events like this in the future, in the foreseeable future. This is our first event, so the possibilities are endless. And I want to thank you once again for all your efforts and your help with media. Thank you.
All right. See you next time.